Did J.D. Vance just kill the Pope? Don't get mad at me for saying it like that. I'm just relaying the news as I understand it through the memes I see on the internet. And according to the memes on the internet, it seems to feel like J.D. Vance might have killed the Pope. USA Today reports world mourns Pope Francis, a humble reformer who favored the poorest. And according to Luxembourg RTL, de poopst Francois ass doot. So, you know, it's official. Pretty much the entire world is hearing of just this morning that Pope Francis dies at the age of 88, from what I can only assume is old age. I don't know if anybody has reported on his exact cause of death, but just a mere 24 hours earlier, give or take, he was photographed shaking hands and meeting Vice President J.D. Vance, who has been the circle of cringe that everybody has expected him to. And with that interaction not necessarily being world headline news, but the Pope passing away absolutely being so, everybody is receiving the news that J.D. Vance had met the Pope, and then the Pope had subsequently died, basically hand in hand, making it seem as though one caused the other. And obviously that's kind of a ridiculous thing to insinuate, but I would argue, just to be safe, if you do happen to be a pope, any sort of athletic trophy, or God forbid a couch, stay the fuck away from J.D. Vance. Now listen, I understand everybody's first reaction to this is that this is in poor taste. The guy just passed away and we're already making jokes, and I agree, this feels shitty. I'm with you on that. But the reality is that the climate of the internet just feels like it doesn't care anymore. It's been a little bit too long, ever since, I don't know what it is. You remember the Goonacide? The dude who was a father and a husband offed himself after getting caught with his pants down? People were making jokes about that dude being dead damn near before anybody even knew he was dead. They had mainstream news headlines counting down the hours of oxygen in that submarine that went to visit the Titanic as if we were watching the ball drop on New Year's Eve. People were making jokes about these dudes being dead while they were suffocating at the bottom of the ocean. It's crazy. Don't even get me started on the Too Mad situation. The reality is just that people are desensitized to it. Whether it be the mainstream headlines, or this becoming a normal thing, or the internet just being a more reckless place than it once was, the reality is that people don't follow the rules anymore. If you are gonna pass away in a manner that even can remotely be made fun of, the internet is going savage mode. I can take a look at my timeline right now on any social media website, and I am seeing mainstream headlines, New York Times, Washington Post, announcing, like letting people know, because this just happened, that Pope Francis has passed away. And without even scrolling that far, I am met with memes of fucking Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks with bold yellow text saying J.D. Vance killed the Pope in a Discord DM screenshot. Do you have any idea how fast that must have happened? This thing is timestamped at 7:26 a.m. Somebody made this meme before I even woke up. I didn't sleep last night anyway, but like, you get my point. J.D. Vance edited to have the Grim Reaper scythe replied under tweets announcing Pope Francis's death. We've got captions of meets J.D. Vance, immediately dies of cringe. People have made Photoshop edits of J.D. Vance's full name being just killed da Pope Vance. Honestly, if that's his full name, I'm a little bit surprised they let him meet the Pope at all. I mean, come on, guys, do your work. If I was at a meet and greet at VidCon and somebody was like, hey, what's going on? My name's I'm going to kill you with a brick, I'd be like, cool, I'm gonna leave. As funny as it is to make fun of J.D. Vance, and I cannot emphasize this enough, I will never get tired of it, the reality is that Pope Francis was the Pope for the last 12 years. Most of the modern internet, which means anything that you think of that had to do with the Pope in online culture was almost definitely from Pope Francis. You know the meme of the Pope holding up something that people have replaced with like Baby Yoda and stuff like that? That's Pope Francis. You know the meme of the rapping Pope, where he's like holding up a microphone and people caption it with like bars from hip hop and stuff? That's also Pope Francis. You know the AI generated big white puffy coat Pope? That's also Pope Francis. So as unfortunate as it is to have to announce his death to everybody, I'm sure many people are mourning his death even through all the jokes that we're seeing on the internet. The reality is that we do have to give a little bit of an 07 to a real one. Pope Francis was, to my knowledge, the most memed pope in internet history so far. And so rest in peace to a real one.